Introduction. We live in an age obsessed with youth, anti-aging creams, diet fads, high-intensity workouts, and constant reminders to stay young. Yet true wisdom often lies in the stories and habits of those who've lived long, full lives. I met my friend Edward when he was already 90 years old, but he radiated more vitality and clarity than most 40-year-olds I knew. Over time, Edward taught me profound lessons about how to live. Not just longer, but better. This article is not just a tribute to him, but a guide packed with timeless insights, especially valuable for anyone over 50. Edward's life proved that wellness isn't just about what you eat or how much you move. It's about your mindset, your relationships, your routines, and your sense of purpose. Let's dive deep into what my 90-year-old friend taught me about living well, thriving with age, and embracing each day with joy and intention, the art of consistency over intensity. When I first asked Edward about his secret to health, he laughed and said, "You know what most people don't get? It's not about doing extreme things. It's about doing the small things every single day." His daily routine. Morning walk. Every day, rain or shine, Edward walked a mile at sunrise. Simple breakfast, oatmeal, fresh fruit, and a boiled egg. Stretching. 10 minutes of light stretches, not yoga, not calisthenics, just gentle movement. Edward's approach was refreshingly simple. He believed in consistency over intensity. Where others burned out chasing short-term goals, he steadily kept habits for decades. Food is medicine. But also, unlike many elderly people who avoided certain foods due to health scares, Edward had a balanced, joyful relationship with food. He didn't diet, but he ate intentionally. Whole grains, leafy greens, beans, nuts, and fruit. Fish twice a week, chicken occasionally, red meat rarely. He loved dark chocolate and had a small piece daily. He cooked most meals at home, used olive oil, and rarely ate processed foods. But here's the key: he never obsessed. On birthdays, he ate cake. On holidays, he feasted. Movement as a way of life, not a workout. Edward never went to the gym. He thought treadmills were silly, but he moved constantly. His movement philosophy. Gardening in the afternoons, walking to the market, dancing at community events. Fixing things around the house. Even in his 90s, he mowed his small lawn, took the stairs, and carried his groceries. The power of deep sleep, according to Edward, was more precious than gold. He went to bed at 9 p.m. and woke up with the sun. No screens in the bedroom, no late-night snacks. He had a simple bedtime ritual: chamomile tea, reading a book, and dim lights. Edward's sleep tips. Stick to a consistent sleep-wake schedule. No caffeine after 2 p.m. Treat your bedroom like a sanctuary. Cool, quiet, and dark. Strong relationships are the real. Superfood. Edward was widowed at 76 but remained deeply connected to friends, family, and his community. He made it a point to call someone every day, not to complain, but to connect. He volunteered, hosted Sunday dinners, and even joined a local book club at age 80. Weekly lunch with his daughter, Sunday dinners with his grandchildren. Weekly call with an old Army buddy neighborhood walks with other seniors a purpose-filled life. After retiring at 67, Edward didn't settle down. He simply shifted his purpose. He started mentoring young adults in his town, giving talks at local libraries, and writing short stories. He often said, "Purpose is like oxygen. Without it, you fade." Kept a daily journal, mentored local youth, practiced storytelling and poetry, and letters to old friends. He believed that no matter how old you are, you can contribute to the world in meaningful ways. Mental resilience. Handling change with grace. Edward had seen wars, lost loved ones, survived health scares, but he never grew bitter. He practiced something close to stoicism. You can't stop life from changing, he'd say, but you can choose how you respond. His strategies: daily meditation, 10 minutes of quiet reflection. Reframing problems as challenges. Reading philosophy, especially Marcus Aurelius. Journaling. Gratitude every night. Financial simplicity brings freedom. Edward lived in a modest home, drove an old but reliable car, and never carried debt. He believed in simplicity and saving. He wasn't wealthy, but he had enough. And, more importantly, he had peace. His approach: no credit cards, only cash or debit cooked at home instead of eating out bought high-quality things, but only when needed, donated. Generously, creativity is ageless. Even in his 90s, Edward painted, wrote poetry, and played the harmonica. He didn't worry about being good. He created because it made him feel alive. Weekly creative rituals: watercolor painting on Wednesdays, writing in a gratitude journal, daily playing music on Sundays, sketching things in nature, accepting death makes. Life richer. This was perhaps Edward's most profound lesson. He wasn't afraid of death. In fact, he had already written his own eulogy. "I don't fear dying," he told me once. "I fear not having lived." He believed that accepting our mortality allowed us to focus on what really matters. His perspective: make peace with the past. Forgive, freely express love while you can. Prepare your legacy with intention. Conclusion: age is not the enemy. Stagnation. Is my friendship with Edward changed me in ways I'm still discovering. He didn't just teach me how to live longer, he taught me how to live fully, not by chasing trends or avoiding wrinkles, but by embracing life with openness, purpose, and grace. If you're over 50, or even just heading there, remember, vitality doesn't come from youth, it comes from intention. From the small habits done daily, the relationships you nurture, and the purpose that drives you. Edward passed away peacefully at 94, but his legacy lives on, not in headlines or history books, but in the way he lived each ordinary day extraordinarily well. Key takeaways: Edward's wisdom in 10 points. Be consistent with your habits, even small ones. Enjoy food, but let it nourish you. Move your body as a way of life. Sleep deeply and protect your rest. Stay connected with people you love. Live with purpose no matter your age. Build mental strength by embracing change. Keep life simple and finances under control. Stay creative. It's fuel for your soul. Accept death to truly appreciate life.